is a community of Sephardic Jews that, you know, their grandparents were expelled from Spain. You can see less and less Sephardic Jews here, unfortunately, because it's a mixture of Ashkenazi Jews and Sephardic Jews and Oriental Jews, which means Mizrahim. But you can still find people who speak Ladino, very proud of it, singing the Sephardic songs. They are 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, all of them. I mean, I'm a Sephardic Jew. Unfortunately, I don't speak Ladino, but I speak Spanish, which is quite similar, but still it's not the same. But my generation no longer speak Ladino. So I'm from the people who say that in 2 generations from now, no one will speak Ladino, but the music will survive. It already has its own life. It's like Mozart and Beethoven. I mean, after I die and my, you know, and people who sing now Ladino, when they die, the music will still be alive. The language won't. You could find Ladino in 2 generations from now in the books, you know, in libraries, but not as a daily, not in a daily use. And that's why it is a dying language. My first album was all about Sephardic songs. But then I felt that I want to express myself also as an artist, and not just as a singer who preserved some tradition. I wanted to express myself as Yasmin the person, as a person who writes his own songs, his own music, his own lyrics. And I started to bring my own original songs in my second album. And from that point and on, the majority of the songs which I sing are mine. And then I combine it with Sephardic songs, which is the fountain from which I create. To my opinion, he did something much more important than what I do. He saved those songs from dying. He dedicated his life to collect and preserve Sephardic songs. He used to record people who sang those songs all his life, and then they passed away. So he managed to save those songs before people, they could take those songs with them to the grave. And thanks to his work, we can all sing Sephardic songs wherever we are in the world. I spread those songs. I bring them to life, and I spread them like many other singers, with my world, with my interpretation, that's of course. But what he did, no one did. He had his own archive, but he published 14 books of Sephardic songs, religious songs, and also secular songs. And there are books all around the world, which you can open and just, you know, sing. Thanks to technology, I took a 50 years old recording of his voice, and I sing with him. It is called Una Pastora. So he sings and then I do. And then and it's so special for me because he passed away when I was 1 year old, and everyone knows that if he would be alive, he wouldn't like me to become a singer. Because he knew how difficult can a musician's life be. So it took me many years to have the courage to sing with him. And when I finally did, I convinced myself that he would be happy. And I want to believe now that he's happy. But I sing it almost in every show that I do. And this is the highlight, and people cry because I invite him, to the stage. And his spirit is with us, with me all the time. And I was born and raised in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is my being. I'm a Jerusalemic stone, as my mom says. Jerusalem is, I tell you what, you can find more beautiful places from Jerusalem, but none is as unique as Jerusalem. I always say that you can see the stones of Jerusalem crying. If you look carefully, you can see the tears, because all the history, they saw everything, the stones of Jerusalem, all the blood, all the killing. And people came from all over the world to live in Jerusalem. So you can find Muslims and Christians and Jews and atheists and secular people with religious people, Oriental people with Ashkenazi people. You can find everything here. It's a complex, as you said, but still, it is possible. It's not an easy place to live in, but it's the greatest privilege to be born and raised in Jerusalem, and I'm saying this as a woman who was born and raised in Jerusalem. All this complex, all this melting pot. I grew up listening to so many kinds of music, and I smell all the smells of all the food that every tradition brought with her. And I was dancing with people from Iran, people from Iraq, from Egypt, from Spain, from Turkey, you just name it. And all these flavors, and all this music are the fountain from which I create. And I am a result of this complex and this beauty. And I bring it out through my throat and my music. But I'm the result of Jerusalem. If I was born in a different place, for sure my music and my personality would be different. Yasmin Levy is a very famous and very appreciated singer, a male singer from Israel. He's also Levi, and the Leviim are the musicians of the people of Israel. That's we used to sing, I don't know how to say it in Hebrew, Bet HaMikdash. But the Leviim were the musicians, and I'm Levi, and I'm a musician, and he's also a Levi. My mom is going to sing with us, very, very pure, like the last Mohican. She's the last one who sings like that, Ladino, and she's going to bring the synagogue. And I'm going to have a flamenco dancer with me, Sharon Sagi, who is amazing. And we are going to sing from the Bible, and she's going to dance the character of Sarah, the wife of Abraham. It's about Abraham sacrificing Yitzchak, his son, to the Lord, to God. And she's going to be Sarah, crying and feeling all the pain through her dancing. And I will sing the story like in the synagogue. And then I have Amir Shahasar, who is a singer and a flute player from Iran. He's a refugee. and he sings with us like a muazzin, like the Muslim singing from the mosques. So it's going to be a beautiful, special journey with so many beautiful sounds, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Very excited. Yeah. That's all.